My name is Ehret Rossi. I am 18 and I'm currently a student in product design.
My name is Akshita Bhatla and I am 18. I am a student in film.
When I started high school in Switzerland, there was a series of events. It basically started as a joke that I took quite badly, and then from there on it just started getting worse and worse. In Switzerland, basically, it started when I was 13.
It all started for me in high school when I first joined 7th grade. It was really easy to provoke me to get into a fight, to get into an argument. We used to just randomly hit each other, punch each other, and that was all fun and games. But it started going down when she got another friend involved, and it was 2-1. I was left alone, being not able to defend myself and being not able to fight against them was a difficult part on my side. And after that, I never felt secure in school.
It started from year 7. It quickly escalated from people like mocking my style, mocking basically everything that I was doing. In the corridor, if someone insulted me, I would just okay, no you didn't, I'm gonna insult you back, and then kept on, and then we would eventually start throwing punches at each other.
Realizing my sexuality, I decided to put it down and start showing some interest in boys, which didn't help at all. They all started talking about it.
I pretty much didn't have any activity on Facebook. I would log in once a week, and that's it. I went back to my very first status, and it was basically me complaining about not having friends on Facebook.
I did get a lot of messages on Facebook by random people asking me about my gender and just telling me that it was wrong what I was doing, and I didn't have a reply because I had no idea what to say. I blocked them off Facebook. I tried to stay away from the drama because my exams were coming up. I just tried to do whatever I could to keep that away, the negative energy away from me.
My parents are really nice people. However, they were really overprotective, and I think that's also a reason. I believe it's a reason. It's another reason why I was bullied.
Just on cue, everyone in the school started making horrible homophobic comments. I had to deal with so many things at the same time. I had to deal with these emotions that I was going through at that point. I had to deal with the confusion of what this was at that point. I had to deal with the homophobic comments I was hearing at school. I had to deal with having my family constantly just pushing me down, constantly just telling me to work harder, no matter how much I tried. I just couldn't get it, and I just couldn't pull through. I used to self-harm.
I never really got to the point of self-harm. I did think about it for a while, and I did write a suicide letter, and this is, when I wrote the suicide letter, this was like I hit rock bottom, where actually when I wrote the letter, people were making fun of the spelling mistakes that were in the letter.
I remember I used to go back home and I used to cry every day. I used to cry myself to sleep. And it was hard for me to handle so much without any support. I couldn't tell anyone about what I was going through. One day I broke down in front of my mother and she asked me what was wrong. And just like I thought, she talked to Jenna's mother and let's just say the physical side of it did stop a little, but the emotional side of it was too bad. I started giving up even more. And I remember in those 3 years, I was in so much pressure. I was pushed down to a point where I even tried to kill myself. I remember I was on the ledge of the building, and I said to myself, look, if you want to do it now or never. I just had to say that, okay, stop. Not today, not now, not here. I pulled back, I walked out.
I started developing self-depreciating humor and just making fun of myself, and I constantly made fun of myself. So I don't feel as insecure, and if I do something stupid, I'm just like, ah well, whatever.
It's scary. It's I get nightmares about those years that I had to face.
Life is always tough, but it has its good moments, and you shouldn't really have to jump, because it does get better.
And not giving up those many years ago was the right thing, and you've just gotta hang on.
How else can I say?
It does get better. It does get better.
My name is Paul Schofield. I'm the head teacher of St Andrews. Here at St Andrews over the last 10 years, on the whole, our children do behave very well, but there are times when young people fall out of friendship or do not feel as much a part of the group as they'd want to, and therefore different things happen. With older children, with teenagers, there's a whole range of things that continues to get bigger. I suppose one of our major issues, I suppose, to do with bullying that we face is the use of the social media. And that tends to happen outside of school. That tends to be very, very unpleasant, very nasty, because young people sitting in the presence of their own bedroom or somewhere where they feel very comfortable with their smartphone or with their computer will put things through those social networks that are very, very unpleasant. But because they don't see the hurtful reaction it causes, they don't realise the damage it does, and because they're so secure and safe and hidden away, they actually say things that are very, very unpleasant. But often in these media, what happens is one person says one set of things and does one thing, perhaps puts a picture up, and other people respond. But most of the time you can do with things in a group, in a year group, in a school, in a global sense to raise awareness, and we do that through many ways, through assemblies and so forth. But really when it comes down to individual cases, because they're all different and everybody's personality is different, and it's better to talk one-to-one, well then we talk one-to-one with children, and often then we'll get their parents involved, and we will tell them, you know, you need to either go home and talk to your parents and bring your parents back to us so we can have a conversation. So they get the opportunity to put it in the way they want, but obviously we've given them guidelines on what we expect, and it can't be that they're always in the right.
It gets better.
It gets better.
I promise it gets so much better.
Be proud of who you are.
If I could just come through the screen right now and just give you a big hug and tell you it gets better, I would totally do that.
Just don't do it. I don't know what else to say. It's gonna get so much better if you hang on.
It gets really better.
If you don't hang on for just a year more or a couple months more or whatever it may be, you might not get to meet your best friend. You might not get to meet the person that you spend the rest of your life with. So just hang on, and you will.
And we've got to dispel this myth that bullying is just a normal rite of passage, that it's some inevitable part of growing up.
Be proud.
It gets better.
There's hope and there's help.
And every day, it gets better.
Gets better.
Yeah. It gets way better.
Way better. Look what I found.
Yeah. There is hope and there is help.